Hello and welcome. Today's a little bit different of a video. I'm sharing some new goodies I have, and I guarantee pretty much that at least one of these you have never seen before or heard of. First, let's start off with the fish that I currently have that I probably haven't shared yet, pea puffers. I have a pair, a female and a male pea puffers in my 8-gallon next to my work desk, and this is Poppy. She is very shy. The footage is awful because I was trying to get her on camera and I just couldn't catch her. So I just had to whip up my camera, and as you can see in the reflection, I'm not wearing the mandatory black shirt. I'm wearing a plaid shirt, which you can see, so sorry about that. But they are currently, there's a pair, Poppy and Peanut. Now Peanut was not coming out. I think Peanut was sleeping late. But they are in with my chilies, which is working out fine. However, I would maintain and recommend that pea puffers are kept on their own because they're such slow eaters. And the chilies, they're really quite speedy. And even if I drop in snails, they'll go towards the snails. Baby brine shrimp, they'll go towards the baby brine. So they will fill up before the pea puffers can fill up. I also have some mono shrimp, keeping things tidy. But as far as the aquascape, I will be kind of I don't know, sprucing it up, maybe making a couple changes, but generally speaking, I still like this Scape. And it looks very natural, and those Anubias leaves, they provide a nice little cover that the little pea puffers usually go kind of zoom in throughout. Super fun to watch. This is the next one. They're not technically mine, they're the red Glarus, but they are in my tank because Mr. Primetime wanted them so bad from a gentleman that was breeding these, kind of bringing them in, and he's been waiting for the blue Glarus. Well, we now have red Glarus. He had no tank to put them in, so it went into this other 8-gallon tank that I have that I was actually going to be breaking down. So I think we're going to move it somewhere in the house. I don't know where, but isn't he beautiful? And it's also a pair. This is the male, beautiful, and they're really quite fascinating to watch. It's the largest killifish that I've ever had. Not that they're mine, but really fun. She's really sweet too. They're kind of best frenemies. Sometimes they get along, sometimes he chases her all over the tank, but generally they do okay. As you can see, I also have some nice hydra, which is really exciting. But there's a lot of floating plants on the top, and of course I have a lid because killifish are definitely jumpers and they do get into their little kerfuffles. So a lid is mandatory. And then of course next to it the pea puffer tank. That is, I think it's a decent size because generally speaking for pea puffers you want to keep one in a 5-gallon. And then when you just add any more pea puffers, you just add 5 gallons per pea puffer. So it's just under the 10-gallon size. That works out great. But lots of floating plants, and it's kind of, this tank is actually serving as plant storage tank, which works out very well because it gives them nice cover and lots of areas to swim throughout. A lot of my booze is in here, but these are plants waiting to go into another tank. But these fish are absolutely stunning, as you can tell. I never actually thought I'd keep them in one of my tanks here, so really fun. And another fun fact, a little tip for you, this frame, I like to go to the Dollar Tree for frames. This one's even better. This is from Dollar General. It's $6 and it's an 8x10 frame, but the frame is so much wider that it just gives way more coverage to the top of the tank. So that's your tip for the Dollar General. But what a little stunner. You just have to see them eat. I'm going to feed them in a little bit so you can see them because they are the polar opposite of the pea puffers. The pea puffers are very picky and they're very slow. These guys, they're not. Every single time they eat, it's like they've never eaten before, which is kind of fun because they are definitely not picky. They will eat anything that I put in there. Now let's move on to substrate. I guarantee that you have never seen this substrate. Flip Aquatics does sell this. They are a channel sponsor. When I saw this, I knew I absolutely had to have it. I don't know if the color's coming through, but this is pink. It is a very beautiful, subtle, kind of muted pink. And I'm going to give you a quick little tour of, I am amassing all different substrates in the lounge. And this is one of my favorites. You know, I always talk about it all the time. They look like little miniature river rocks. Absolutely adorable. And then these two are ones that I get from Zeuxi, and you're going to see little tiny cups in front of some of these. And what I do sometimes is I fill those with water, and so then I can tell the color that it's actually going to look like under water. It's just helpful for me to see, because of course your substrates, your sands and your rocks will get darker once they go underwater. But the sunset gold is one of my favorites, and then this galaxy I do like. I'm still not quite sure how the plants react to it in a brand new tank, but it does have a little bit of a sparkle, and it looks really nice on terrestrial plants as well, and just a regular planter. Peace River is a favorite, I would say, and then a larger grain size is the Gold Pearl. Aqua Natural Gold Pearl is a beautiful color, and here it is. So can you tell now? It is indeed pink. And I have a very specific Scape. See, that's one of my canisters that I got at Dollar General as well, which is pink. You can tell they're both pink. Absolutely crazy. I think it's really very unusual. And in the right Scape, I think it can look really cool. There's a very particular Scape that I am considering using this on if it works out with the other players in the tank. We'll see. But I have to know, what are your thoughts? Yay or nay? Now our next and last category of fun is plants. And this, we're just stopping off at this little container. Am I the only one that keeps random aquarium plants like immersed in little jars? But this little buse is so tiny and so adorable. I just had to show it off. Here we are at the plant I want to show you, but first it's actually hanging out at my little 3.5 gallon. And I wanted to show you, this is where my snails are that were eating all of my plants, and actually ate all of my Anubias Nana Petite, my micro, but it's growing back in my 22. It's going to be fine. Look at the hornwort. It's still there, and actually it's looking very healthy and happy. But this is the plant that I wanted to show you. I got this at the GCCA. I had no idea that this was a thing. I've never seen it. No, it's not Anubias. It is not the Anubias Snow White. I've had that before, the variegated. This is Boos. This is variegated Boos. Also known as, I believe, white marble. We're going to see how long it stays white, because this is just a regular light and it's just sitting by the tank. I haven't decided where I'm going to put these little guys. Not quite sure, but look at how pretty. I couldn't resist buying these. And I was just wondering, did you ever know that there was a white Boos? Am I the last one to know? Don't know. But those are my fun new additions. Please let me know. Have you seen these? Have you heard of all these? Or are some of these new? If so, let me know which ones were you surprised or shocked by. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you next week.